Thank you for coming to my channel. Hello friend, thank you for coming to my channel. Spring has come around, but here in Washington State, it can be really chilly still. Speaking about Pacific Northwest region, we are going to move to Texas because I got a job in Texas State. So my June theme is Pacific Northwest. So without further ado, let's get to it. Me, my husband, and my dogs have been fully loving Pacific Northwest, especially fantastic family hiking and camping. And we are very, very, very sad that we have to leave here. With that in mind, I thought the theme of the June should be something representing Pacific Northwest, and I knew it should be Forest of Pacific Northwest. So here we are, the forest. I started with the cover. I painted on the watercolor paper. As you see, or you may see, I tried to express misty forest, which is very characteristic for Pacific Northwest forest. It was my first painting of misty forest, and I was nervous about how it would turn out, but I think it came out just fine. Now it is time to put it onto my bullet journal, and you may have noticed somehow I wrote November even without M instead of June. I don't know what I was thinking. I realized this mistake later. I was panicked because it was my original painting, not a copy, and I spent hours to paint that and I loved the result, but oh well, it happened already, so I put white paper on the painting and wrote June on it. Now move on to my quote page. I found this one, and into the forest, I go to lose my mind and find my soul. As soon as I saw this quote, I loved it because it was exactly how I felt whenever I went hiking. For this page, I did a simple pen drawing of mini tent and mini fire out in the wilderness. And here is my monthly page. Up until now, I always did 2-page monthly, but recently I realized that I don't use monthly that much. So instead, I just draw a June calendar on one side, and on the other side, I put 2 boxes, one for goals for June and the other one for reviewing May. On the bottom, I put little pine trees and of course a roaming bear. Whenever we go to hike, we always take this spell for bear where it warns bears that we are there. I used zebra Clickart for these doodles. I found it really good because its tip is very fine where you can do some detailed job. And they have various colors and those colors are very vivid. And when you apply this pen for a larger area, it doesn't give you this weird stripe where you apply more than twice. I will list this and the other supplies that I used here in the description box below. But later I found out this zebra Clickart can ghost even though I'm using 160 GSM paper, which is a little bit disappointing. Now move on to my depression tracker. In May, I used this instead of mood tracker because for me, the mood is different from your depression. I don't know if that makes sense. I can feel still depressive even though my mood is okay. And for me, my mood fluctuates throughout the day depending on the situation that I'm at, whereas my depression level is more consistent throughout the day. And for a person who is suffering from depression, it is important to track my depression level to adjust my medications. So yeah, here is my depression tracker. The trees will be colored depending on my depression level. Next, I have habit tracker. Like trees growing, the small boxes would be colored in starting from the bottom. For a tree here, I used again my zebra Clickart, and this tree was the very one which ghosted through the opposite page. Next, I have gratitude log. For this page, I drew 30 different things that are forest related. As you may see, for the 19th, I drew beaver because we saw beavers' teeth mark on the trees and their dams. And it was so amazing the other day when we were hiking. It was really interesting. Other than beaver, you can find mushrooms, trees, acorns, birds, porcupines, and even rattlesnake. Here we can see many rattlesnakes, and my dogs getting bitten by rattlesnakes has been always my biggest fear whenever we are hiking. And yeah, now I am drawing cute beaver. And I don't know if you can see this, but on the third column there, you may see the ghosted tree. Next page is for my wish lists, things I bought, and brain dump. I really ran out of ideas for this page, so I simply drew boxes and I decorated with some botanical things. Now move on to my next page, which is a verse a day from the Holy Bible. This page came out as one of my favorites from June setting. The border for this page is decorated with miniature forest and outdoory things. I had really fun drawing all these mini things like mini trees, mountains, bears, howling wolves, in tents and cabin, all things like that. Finally, the last setting, which is my first weekly of June. Toward the end of May, I applied rolling weekly, and it seems like it is working for me. I got an idea of rolling weekly from Elizabeth, the plant-based bride. I will link her channel down below. She has a video dedicated for the rolling weekly, so go and check that out if you are interested in it. So here is the final flip through of my June setting. I felt bittersweet when I worked on this. I know I am going to miss Pacific Northwest region a lot. Thank you for watching my video, and if you find my channel is inspiring you or it's just fun, please subscribe it and hit the like button. It will help me a lot. Have a good day or good night wherever you are. Bye. Thank you for coming to my channel. Spring has come around, but it gets pretty chilly still. Speaking about Pacific